Hey everyone, welcome to Firmly Planted Wellness Live. My name is Lissa Figgins, and I am so glad that you are here today because I have another amazing woman that you need to meet. Lauren is just a great gal. We've connected through a group that we're in, and I want to get to share her expertise with you and some great tips, especially for what we're going through right now. But if this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Lissa Figgins, and I help busy women to prioritize their wellness with a simple plan so that you can look, feel, and ultimately give your best to the things that you're called to do. So today I have with me Lauren Yellin Weinberg. She is a health and wellness and happiness coach, which I love. And she too focuses on helping busy women to minimize their stress and to love their life and to create healthy habits in their mind, body, and skin. And I know one thing that Lauren is really good at is helping us with the right kind of mindset to get through unusual times, especially this unusual holiday season that we're having right now, and still support our well-being in the process. So Lauren, thank you so much for being with us. Tell us a little bit more about how you help others live well and what inspired that.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm thrilled to be with you. There's so much synergy in what you and I do. I love that connection. And in fact, it was so similar that you said mind, body, and skin, but I think that's your
Oh,
tagline.
you're right, that
I
is. I just came out like that. How fun was that? Mind, body,
but
spirit, I
it's
think was
so
yours.
similar because I say mind, body, spirit. And that's to me, spirit is all about that connection, which we're doing today. So it's all good. And the reason that I do what I do is just like you to help women connect with well-being in their life. I've been talking
Mm.
about it as whole life well-being. Um, you know what? I realized a long time ago in my own life that as women, we don't feel deserving
Mm.
of too much goodness in our life. And I was living small. I realized and we tend to accept in our life, the kind of love, the kind of experiences that we think we deserve. And my mission is to help women understand that they are deserving of starring in their own life, of truly living a fabulous life, not to play small, but to shoot for the stars.
I love that because that makes such a difference when we start inside with ourselves. And then I believe that has a ripple effect into everything that we touch, right? Whether it's our own health and wellness, whether it's our family relationships, our community, the way that we're leading in the things that we're doing, it just goes and goes and goes. And so, what are you seeing right now as we are coming to the end of this, unusual year of this time that no one could have expected, and hopefully we will not be repeating in this way? What have you seen people's response to that and just the needs that you're coming across for women during all of this?
No, I think that first of all, it's not going to come to like this sudden end,
Hmm.
right? So we have at least another half a year to go before everybody gets a vaccine and we're able to truly build a new normal or
Hmm.
some hybrid of what we used to know and what we
I heard
think
it
is
described
better.
yesterday. Instead of going back to normal or even a new normal, they said going to a better normal. And I thought that was a great way to think about it, right?
It is.
Because that is truly what we want out of all of this.
It is. And I don't know that we're ever going completely backwards. And in
Right.
fact, it's funny, I was on a call yesterday and somebody was talking about they were sick. They were actually sick. It wasn't COVID, but they said if it weren't COVID, it really would have affected my business. And this way I was able to keep going.
Mm.
And since April, I've been helping women look at the gifts of this time. And I've written about this. I mean, even if, God forbid, you've had the hardest reality from this experience where you've even lost people, I don't want to sound Pollyanna about any of it,
Right, right.
but there's always something positive to
Mm.
take from your
Hmm.
experience. I mean, even if people have passed on, like, I think maybe you could be surprised by your own resilience
Mm.
or surprised by who your true supports are. So you
Mm.
can always find some silver lining to latch onto. And I think that's so important during this time that we're entering, as we're going through the holidays and people are incredibly disappointed, maybe
Mm.
that things
Right.
don't look how they want it to look. And that's what I've been hearing from women all along. Like maybe there's disappointment
Mm.
in how we have to function. But you can also look at the other side of that, What are you finding? You know, have you found new habits that you want to hold on
Mm.
to as things
Mhm.
change? Have you learned maybe what's truly a priority for you in your life, in your family? And I think, as like you said, taking care of the only thing you can control. Look, we are in a world that's so out of our control, right?
Exactly.
I mean, and it's
Exactly.
not just COVID. I mean, there's, been all kinds of social change and politics and things that have been really heavy and are out of our control to some extent, and well, to a great extent. So I've really been trying to help people focus on what is in your control.
Mm.
And it's so important. And your mindset, what you were just talking about, like starting from the inside out and focusing on the positive, all of that is in your control. I
Mm.
talk about it as our ABCs, right? Our ABCs could be our building blocks for true well being in our lives. And it's the things we can control: our actions, our breath, and our character. And our character to me is
Mm.
a sum of your attitude, like we've been talking about, and also the promises that you choose to keep to yourself and to other people. So, how you show up in the world. And if
Yes.
I can give people anything to hang on to during this time, it's to think about, those ABCs and ask yourself the following questions: how do you want other people to experience you? And I'm not
Mm.
talking about think about you, because you have no control over what people think about you, but you do have control over how you show up. So if you want them to experience you as calm, as supportive, as peaceful, as loving, then you have to show up that way. And that you have 100% control over.
Yes.
If- Right? I think sometimes we give that power away. Like we'll get angry and say, well, they did this and they made me
Mm.
angry. Well, okay, it's okay to feel angry, but what you do about that, how you show up in that moment, is still up to you. So that's one thing. Another thing that's super important to think about is, how do you want to feel? Like, this is it. This is your life. We're not on pause. This is not like,
Mhm.
remember when we were in college and we'd say, oh, I'm just waiting to get my life started? No, that was life, and this is
Right.
life.
This is still life.
This is
Mhm.
life. So how do you want to feel? Like, it's up to you to also to decide, how do you want to experience your life? What do you want that to feel like? And again, that's in your control as well. So, controlling your actions, your breath, which is really a reminder not only to breathe in the moment,
Mm.
deepen your breath, because it's so life-giving. It changes everything for you to breathe. It can, in fact, make your better decision making and help allay chronic disease. But thinking about breath is also a reminder to use tools to become mindful of the present moment, because that's where
Yes.
joy lives, in this moment.
Yes, I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday and she asked that question, like, what do you do when you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed or you're not quite sure? And I said, take a deep breath. And she said, yes. And then wiggle your toes, right? Because your feet are in the present. And so it's that awareness of, I'm here and this is where I am right now. And I'm going to be, I'm going to be present. So, Lauren, we could talk all day long. This is something that we need not only right now, but I think really just as women in every area and season of our life. So I know you have something to offer our audience. I want you to get to share about that. And then how can someone get in touch with you if they'd like to learn more and talk a little bit more about what you do and how you could help them?
Oh, thanks, Lissa. I am completely available to chat and talk about how you can put the ABCs into action in your life. And you can reach me at lastingchangewellness.com or lastingchangecoach@gmail.com, or find me on Instagram at lastingchangecoach, or on Facebook, Lasting Change Wellness, or connect with
Perfect.
me on Instagram, Lauren Yellin Weinberg. And I would love to share. I have an e-pamphlet that I love to share with people. It's called 321 Go. And it's three
Perfect.
questions that I ask myself every day to help me stay centered and focused. And it's all about, how do you take care of your body that day? How do you take care of your emotional self? And how do you prioritize and take care of, like, make sure that you're focused on the one thing that's truly going to move you forward that day?
Yes.
And for anybody, like, download my 321 Go guide. It's I think you'll get the
It'll be a great
instruction.
asset. What I'll have you do, Lauren, is put those links down in the comments. So if you are
Great.
listening right now and you would like to grab that guide, you'd like to talk to Lauren or connect with her on social, make sure you go down and check out those links.